supervisors cheated her on raises and repeatedly passed her over for promotions.
It was on numerous occasions that I literally saw men being promoted at a greater rate than women.
Dukes and 6 other female Walmart employees sued the company for sex discrimination. Their lawyers then upped the ante. In the Supreme Court today, they said Walmart has a company-wide policy of discrimination, and that some 1.5 million women who work for the company should have to join a huge class action lawsuit. But a majority of the justices were openly skeptical. Justice Anthony Kennedy, often the critical swing vote, said, "I'm just not sure what the unlawful policy is." The 3 women justices asked the most questions, but they didn't exactly embrace the massive lawsuit. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg told Dukes' lawyer she saw a very serious problem with the class action, asking how would courts figure out the amount of money every female worker would get. Walmart insists it doesn't discriminate.
What's wrong with this case is that 3 plaintiffs are trying to represent more than 1.5 million associates.
Betty Dukes disagrees. If you have an issue with Walmart, why not just sue Walmart on your own?
Walmart is an 800-pound gorilla in the room. Individually, Walmart knows I have no chance at all.
And individually, each case could cost Walmart a few $1,000s. But if 1.5 million women are included together, the case could be worth billions. Erica?
And that is why it is so important as we watch for those Jim Crawford things.
Our first question is, have you ever dealt with discrimination at a workplace on your own?
Question that have I ever had to deal with it? Matter of fact, have any of y'all worked before? You had worked before? So I can't relate. So it won't be relate. So would you be able to relate to this topic?
No, I can't really do that, but I know like some marriages, whatever, they kind of just use, they treat their workers better than the other ones. And like, cause me being honest with you, people about to come to college, they kind of didn't really give a flying truth about it. So it's like not that kind of discrimination, but.
Have you seen it happen before? Or like, have you seen it happen before to anybody that you know that's close to you?
Yeah.
What can you tell me about it?
I don't remember too much of the situation that you told me about. I remember my friend told me that the master was a change in the environment because he was like, he was way bigger and blacker than everybody else of his winning team. So I heard it happen before, not too easy.
My second question is, who do you think is discriminated against more at a workplace? Youth or the elderly women in the workplace? What do y'all think?
Old people.
Why you say that?
Because they didn't much. They don't have this, I don't know, they're just older.
They don't have the strength and the energy that young people have. So it's like, you can get more out of a younger person than you can get out of an older person. They can't do that much.
But old people still could be strong too, though. You never know. They could still have like the same kind of strengths that young people have. They could be more educated in the workforce. I mean, they could know more ropes of the trades of the work that they're going through. So,
They can, but that's stereotypes. I mean, if you got that everywhere you go, that's what's gonna happen, regardless. It's America. We have the next video. It's a y'all seen the little Rogaine commercials and stuff like that? With the man, yeah, we're gonna show that video.
Perez's energy to bring the best of
Okay, what I got out of that video was when they split, it was like one young person and one old person with gray hair, and when they come back together, he used the dye, and it looks like he's not that old, but he might be able to do what he can do, but he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got out of that video.
When I got out of the video, it's like, old people, they try to make themselves look young because they want to be accepted by people that's like younger than them, that's hiring them in like the work. So that's why I got out of it. I got a question for y'all is, what type of effects do you think discrimination at work have on people in the workforce? Can you repeat again?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
What type of effects do you think discrimination at work have on people?
That's a lot. Because, I don't know.
I don't know, makes it I don't know work there.
Why you say
I
that?
mean, I'm sorry.
You got
I think it have a big effect because of the simple fact that like you got some people they want to work and they're willing to work, but it's like they never get a chance because of the way they look, the size that they are, the color of their skin. So like that hurts them inside. They lost their self-esteem. So
I don't want to get on the racist part, but like, do you think discrimination still is like intact to now and today as
Yes.
white colored folks, the white and black?
yes.
You think so?
yes.
Well, could we have to elaborate more on that? Like, why do y'all think it's still here today? Go ahead, sir.
I have a question.
What's your question?
When you say discrimination, what are you talking about? Just race?
Like discrimination of like anything.
Anything? Well, I have a situation where like my cousin, he has like tattoos on his face, and he can't get a job like nowhere. And you should know that off the bat, but I feel like, to be honest, I feel kind of bad, but he should know better than to do something like stupid. You know, I feel bad because my own cousin can't get a job, you know, and I want to bless him out but my family. And so, discrimination, it gets crazy because, to be honest, like I used to work at Harvey. I told my boss when I said, listen, I said, you know, I know y'all don't let me go, but I also have a cousin that needs a job. He ain't graduated from high school, he needs a job. And to be honest with you, he'll bless his tail. He work harder than me. I work around here. He work double as hard. And so, but they weren't trying to hear that just because he got tattoos on his face. So discrimination is playing a huge part of what do you want to do with your life.
I mean, a lot of companies got an image though. They got to show like for people like if you got a tattoo in your face, on your sleeve or arm for your arm,
Yeah.
they don't want that because people that come in, they got to see that first before they get to anything else.
Yeah.
So really, it's an image now.
Yeah.
Basically, that's how I look at it now. I mean, like when you're young, everybody want to get tattoos on their arm and their face like that. But like when you get older, you like you start to think, oh, I need a career, I need a job. They don't think about that when they're young. But they might, like, people that trying to hire you, they might think that they ghetto, they got a bad background, but actually they might be well educated, they might be well suited for their company. But they don't think about that. They think about them tattoos first. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. So that really brings it down to the situation.
So you have anything to say?
Well, how I feel about age discrimination in 1967 when they passed the Age Discrimination in Employment Act, I mean, over time, the act gets stronger and gets stronger and gets stronger. So it's going to take a while before people doesn't get discriminated against because the act is getting stronger. And my experience with that is my mom works in Virginia and she works at Philip Morris, and she can retire, but she just doesn't. It's actually my grandma. She just doesn't want to be doing nothing with her life. But so she can retire if she wants to, but she's thinking about retiring soon. But the thing I got with that is they tried to make her retire. They tried to force her out because she was old. And she doesn't want to retire. And she says people there older than her that are still working there. And they're basically paying the company to work. because they don't want to work, and people are they're firing them now because they need younger people. That's just my experience with age discrimination. So.
I really don't have experience, but I just think that everybody should have equal rights as in working for a company, anything like that, because everybody needs opportunity to make. That's the only thing I got out of that. I ain't got no background, like situations that I have to deal with that, so I can't really elaborate more. But that's all. It's my own feedback and opinion I got on it. Is there any more questions out there?
I don't got a question, but I do want to elaborate on what you said about the act. You said it's getting stronger and stronger, and eventually it's going to stop. I kind of disagree with that because of the simple fact that that's just like racism. People say it's going to stop.
It's never going to stop.
It's never going to stop. That's just like discrimination. It's not bluntly out there like, hey, I don't want to hire you. But that's just like, for instance, if you had AIDS or something like that, and you can tell your boss that he can go and look at your background. They can look at you at that, and they can fire you for that. But they won't come out and say, hey, that's why I fired you. So I believe it's never going to stop.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. They'll try to pick and nick on little things. They won't actually be blunt about it, but they'll try to pick and nick on a little thing. They might try to let's say you do something wrong one day, they might use that against you to fire you, but they actually they want to fire you because you got AIDS or something like that, or because you got something wrong with you. So yeah, I really do agree with that.
And honestly, I feel like by the age of 40, if you're not thinking about, if you're not prepared to be unemployed, then that's why you have a lot of old homeless people, because they're unemployed, they're old, and they really can't do much because nobody hired them because they're old, and they didn't have a backup plan, honestly. So if you're not putting away money, because my mom always tells me, oh, I'm not spending all this money on you because I gotta think about what I'm gonna do when I retire. Yeah.
Is there more questions? You have a question, ma'am?
In your research, what are some of the pros and cons you found hiring old versus young?
Old versus young?
Yes, the pros and the cons. What did you find?
The pros in hiring old instead of young it might be that the old people may know more about what they're doing than the young people. And the cons of that will be like they might not be able to do. But the young people might be able but not know as much.
I think that a lot of old people get discriminated on because now we live in a world that's full of technology.
Yeah.
And a lot of old people don't know about technology. So like you just said that old people may know, but in reality they don't know because they don't know how to use the stuff that we're using now. And that's why a lot of younger people get hired because of that. I don't think it's right, but that's the case.
Yeah.
So would you say an older person is, if I was to hire somebody older, would I assume that person is more stable than a young person? Would you assume that? As far as partying. If I'm thinking about hiring somebody and I have a young and an old person, I would automatically think
That the
older person might be more stable than the younger person. The younger person might be a partier.
I mean, not necessarily because,
Maybe, I'm just hypothetically saying it.
Yeah, that's what she said.
You versus me in a workplace, and we're going for a job. A person might think, I'm more stable, I'm going to be reliable, I'm not going to be partying on Friday and Saturday night, calling out. So, in some instances, the older person does have a little more of an advantage when it comes to certain jobs. And a younger person might have more advantages when it comes to certain jobs. Health issues may also be another reason why they don't get hired. They might think this person might be out a lot, diabetes, high blood pressure. I mean, they just might make assumptions that are not true. So that's what I was really trying to get at, the pros and cons of hiring older versus young. Anything else, guys?